This is a Beyond the Badge with Vincent Hill Quick Fix on Radio Influence.
I was on Fox and Friends on Fox News, and the topic that they wanted me to speak on, there was, as part of these leaked, hacked emails, there was some shakeup in the Democratic Party where certain Democratic candidates were told, this is what they were told, and pretty much scorned for it, that they were A, too pro-police, and B, too anti-Black Lives Matter movement. Now, first of all, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, because contrary to what a lot of groups say, we need police in this country. We can't shoot rubber bullets. We can't use batons. We can't just tell people to get on the ground because bad guys have guns. So anybody that's pro-police is somebody I would say is an okay person, because they realize police are here for law and order. And the GOP candidate, Donald Trump, has said that term numerous times, law and order, and that's what police are here for. So, of course, the anchor, the host, asked what I felt about these individuals in the Democratic Party being told they're too pro-police and too anti-Black Lives Matter movement. And my answer was simple, and this may offend a lot of people, it may tick a lot of people off, but the truth is the truth. And my response to that was, and think about it, my response to that was, it's unheard of for a party that needs the black vote to then say they support something that 80 to 90% of the demographic that will give them that black vote say is a racist organization that only targets black people, and they're untrained, uneducated white thugs. So, as a Democrat, if your Democratic presidential candidate and your current administration has for the last 8 years talked about how police were bad, how they were racist, how they were the devil, basically. If you're a Democrat to go against that, then of course they're going to say, hey, there's a problem. We don't want you in the party. And these are some of the emails that went out. We don't want this person in the party. Because if we support something that our constituents, our demographic that we're going after, and it's in the report, it's in the emails, that they needed the black vote, it's in there. If we support that, then we may lose this vote. It's simple politics. Hillary Clinton has a history, a well-documented history, of not liking law enforcement. There are plenty law enforcement that used to work for her that will tell you the exact same thing. So it's no surprise that Hillary could say, oh, wait a minute. My demographic that I'm going after says police are racist. I'm a white woman who, by the way, never liked police anyway, running for president. I know. Let's agree and say, yes, that police organizations across this country are racist. They're just white people targeting black people, and they want to destroy the black communities. So, therefore, I am anti-police and I am pro-Black Lives Matter. Let's not get misled. Her agenda is clear. Her agenda is to get in the White House. Now, why not attach her personal feelings to something that has become a national phenomenon if she thinks it's going to get her in the office? But if it does, and that's a big if, even though she's ahead in the polls right now, if it does get her into office, does that mean that police shootings in the black community will stop? Does that mean that black people getting pulled over by white police officers will stop? Does that mean that black people won't get arrested? No, that's not what that means. And here's why. Here's why that will never stop. Whether Hillary's in office, Bernie Sanders, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, whoever gets into office. Here's why it will never stop. Because the fact is, there will still be crime in the black community. And demographically, I've said this 100 times, 101. demographically, there are more white police officers, or should I say more white men in the career field of police officers than blacks. So we can still go down and say it's an overwhelming number of white officers in the black community. Well, it's simple demographics. It's simple math. If you have a police department of 400 officers and 26 of those officers are black, guess what? You have an overwhelming amount of white officers in the black neighborhood. Here's why that will never stop. Whether Hillary's in office, Bernie Sanders, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, whoever gets into office. Here's why it will never stop. Because the fact is, there will still be crime in the black community. And demographically, I've said this 100 times, 101. Demographically, there are more white police officers, or should I say more white men in the career field of police officers than blacks. So we can still go down and say it's an overwhelming number of white officers in the black community. Well, it's simple demographics. It's simple math. If you have a police department of 400 officers and 26 of those officers are black, guess what? You have an overwhelming amount of white officers in the black neighborhood.
Beyond the Badge with Vincent Hill can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, and RadioInfluence.com.